Hey everybody, Kyle Sasser here. It's everybody's favorite time of the month. That's right, real estate market statistics time. These stats are for the Dayton Metro area for April 2023. You're probably asking yourself, Kyle, we're in May. Why are we looking at April statistics? The reason why is because we are usually behind a little bit on real estate statistics. Day-to-day statistics are not really helpful. Week-to-week is also not very helpful because a lot of different things can happen during a week. If there's a holiday during a particular week, or if there is an unusual number of storms or something like that, that can impact the real estate market. Monthly report statistics are definitely the way to go. In addition, we are not comparing month to month. So we are not comparing April 2023 to March 2023 statistics. We are comparing April 2023 statistics to April 2022 statistics. The reason why is during the course of a year, there's a natural ebb and flow of houses for sale and buyers in the market. Typically, you know, wintertime is a little bit of a downtime. So because of that, we compare year over year. The market currently is in a bit of a shuffle. It is definitely trying to figure out where it's going to go. We don't have a very clear trend, but it has changed in the last 2 months. Now, whether that is going to be the new overall trend or if this is just a little blip has yet to be seen, because we do still have a lot of indicators that are showing that we should not be having the amount of demand that we have. But overall, big picture, peak of the market was in June, July of 2022. After that, we had 6 months of not much going on. So August, September, October, November, December, January, not a lot going on in the real estate market. Prices were coming down significantly. But overall, the last couple months, buyers has returned. Honestly, because that's not really showing up in these stats. This is kind of a case where conditions on the ground are not reflected in these statistics just because of how long the lead time is on getting these stats out. So these stats are April 2023, but they're actually based on contracts that were written in March 2023. Conditions on the ground are a lot different than they were 2 months ago, but I'll get into more of that in the analysis part after I go over these statistics. Average and median home price, you might remember from math class. So the average is you take like 5 houses, you add up the price that each of those houses sold for, divide it by 5, that gives you the average. The median home price is a little bit different. So the median price is the point at which there's an equal number of homes for sale at a more expensive price and at a less expensive price. So the median sales price is a more true, quote unquote, midpoint of the market. I also like using median sales price versus average sales price, because average sales price can be affected a lot by very expensive or very inexpensive houses. If there happens to be like, you know, more $6 or $7 million houses that sell on average, that can greatly affect the average sales price, but still something good to keep an eye on to see what's happening. So these market statistics are for Dayton, Ohio, for April 2023. Total number of closed sales is down 19.2%. Total of 1,087 homes. That is down from 1,345. Median sales price is up slightly, 4.6%, from $210,000 to $577,000. Average sales price is up 3.7% from $244,654 to $253,708. Dollar volume, though, took a bit of a hit. It was down 16.2% to $276 million. This is kind of interesting here. So median percent of original list price is only down 0.4%, which, you know, I put that in the margin of error, I guess you could say. Not really a significant shift or trend. So the interesting thing, though, is that for the last 6 months or so, we were in the 90s. So we were down to like 97.8% in October, 97% in December, 96% in January, 97% in February, 98% in March. April, we're back up to 100% of the original asking price. So that does show us that demand has come back. Median time to contract hasn't changed that much, though. It's went from 40 days to 42 days, which is a 5% shift. Number of new listings, though, took a beating in April. That was down 26.2% for a total of 1,355. Same time last year, April 2022, we were at 1,836. Total number of active listings is 964. The market's just, it's all over the place. The doom and gloom section, foreclosures and short sales, nothing too major going on there. There was a total of 11 foreclosures and 1 short sale. So definitely nothing nothing catastrophic there. We're definitely getting some mixed signals here, which I will go over in the analysis. It's kind of all over the place. I do like to look at the various price brackets because a $1 million house does sell on a little bit different time frame than a $200,000 home. Just it's mainly a function of there not being as many buyers up in the $1 million price range. But we have pretty much everything is down across the board. There's a couple that had a bump in the number of sales, but this kind of coincides with that drop in demand, which is a total number of closed sales. So, for example, 50,000 to 100,000 was down 33.8%, total of 88. 200 to $250,000 was down 17.4%, total of 161. 250 to 300,000 was down 5.5% to 138 homes sold. 300 to 400 was down 24.8%, total of 161. 400 to 600,000 was down 12.6% to a total of 118. 600 to 1 million was actually up 10% to 33. But you can see there, I mean, that is the exception. The only one that was also up was 100 to 150,000, which had 16.5% more homes sold in April at 155. Whenever you have a 19.2% drop in overall total sales, that's roughly 300 fewer homes sold in the month of April compared to 2022. You're going to see it down across the board. Total number of new listings, again, the grand total was down 26.2%, so we should expect to see things down across the board, and that is true, with the exception of the 600 to 1 million range, which is up 19.1%, total of 56. 100 to $150,000 is down 23.3%. 150 to 200,000 is down 34.3%. To 230 homes, 200 to 250,000 is down 28.8%. 168, 250 to 300 was down 18.9%. So yeah, just 20%, 20%, 25%, a couple, 30. The highest is 50 to 100, which was down 37.2%, total of 123. That's probably going to be a lot of, homes just sliding up into higher price brackets as well. Fewer homes going up for sale. So with that, we need to kind of try to paint the picture here of what exactly is going on in the market. So big picture wise, what's happening here? I kind of made the motions earlier. This seems to be what the market's doing. It's basically just, whipping back and forth a bit. Median sales price, like I said, was down from June-July peaks, went down. So June-July it was 221, went all the way down to 189,000 in January. And then in the last 2 months is back up to 220,000. That's a very significant swing in 6 months. That is a 10% difference in 6 months. So that's minus 10 and then plus 10% again. Now, yes, wintertime is always a little sluggish. Not a lot of people walk around looking at houses when there's slush and snow and salt everywhere. But that is a big swing to see. Overall, I take this as a return of buyer demand. Previous videos, we mentioned that anecdotally, buyers have come back to the table. And it's not just this market as well. Like, this seems to be an overall nationwide trend. A lot of the problem is, so a lot of the news stories you read are based on very old real estate data. So if you're seeing stories about, the prices going down, the market is slow, sellers are worried. Like, if you're seeing those sorts of stories, just know that their stats are very, very, very outdated. In the industry, everyone is currently kind of chuckling at all those stories because so basically this is how it goes. So they post that story, ooh, market's sluggish, sellers are worried, price is coming down, and then basically, post their listing that's selling for above asking price and has 4 offers on it. So real estate moves slowly, but it is important to have accurate information. And that's one reason why I generate these reports instead of waiting on the local real estate boards to generate them. Because if I waited on them, I usually don't have them until the end of the month, which means that the statistics are actually 2 to 3 months old at that point. And that's just way, way, way too long. Total number of closed sales is down, so that shows us that total demand is down. Inventory is down a little bit. Number of new listings is down significantly, and median sales price is up. But the demand is down. That's kind of what's throwing everybody off here. So we kind of have two competing things here. My read on it is that buyers have decided to come back to the market, basically where the interest rates are currently. That's just kind of where things are. And most people, whenever they look to buy a house, they're looking to make a positive improvement in their life. Honestly, if we're looking like big picture wise, like the interest rate is not a insurmountable obstacle. And if interest rates go down in the future, you can certainly refinance at that point in time, you know. So, and then at that point, you've been in a place that you wanted to be for a year or two or three or four or five at that point in time. And most people, when they're looking to make a positive life change, which is usually what accompanies buying a house, something as simple as interest rate is usually not going to completely kill the deal. Now, it will definitely factor into the decision, the budget, and that part of the decision-making process. But so far as just buying a house, as evidenced here, you know, buyers do come back to the table. And then you also have, you know, the benefit of the Dayton Metro area, right? Patterson Air Force Base and, you know, other contractors and affiliated businesses and stuff like that. You know, it's the market here is relatively stable and people are always kind of coming and going here. So, you know, you're just going to naturally have a level of turnover so far as homes go. Just, you know, service members getting reassigned to getting a change of station. Further flung counties, you know, Preble and some other places that don't have an easy commute to Wright-Patterson, you know, obviously not as impactful, but, you know, still kind of the general area here. So this is kind of the conflicting part. Closed sales is at 1,100. New listings is at 1,300. Total active inventory is at 960. So we've actually still added inventory even with that median sales price coming up. That's kind of the wild part of what's going on here. And that's why I say the market is a bit unpredictable. This is probably going to be the trend for the next few months. And I think that the market's probably just going to bounce around for a while, just until some new trend develops. And it very well might just level here for years, you know, like this might just be the story for a while until some new clear trend develops. But I just think that, and I had mentioned this on previous videos as well, that, you know, the market's probably just going to bounce back and forth. And again, it's not just this market. You know, I'm active in a couple other markets. Those are experiencing these same trends to greater or smaller degrees. So if you want me to just cut to the chase here, if you're a seller, you can get a crazy price without a lot of effort because we are basically back to peak levels of price. If you're on the buying side, it is better than it was for the last couple years because there is more to choose from so far as housing goes and locations. But again, if interest rates go down, you would be able to refinance it at that point in time. So overall, obviously, I've been kind of meandering on this one a little bit, and that's just because there is no obviously clear trend other than in the immediate future, we have a bit higher demand and prices seem to be going up. But I just feel that there is a significant amount of downward pressure from other factors in the market that are probably going to just kind of bounce this back and forth, these highs and lows. But we'll see. We'll see. I do believe that I get these statistics compiled before anyone else. And so with that, if there is a clear shift in one way or the other, you will probably hear it here first. So thank you so much for tuning into this market statistics for Dayton Metro area, April 2023. My name is Kyle Sasser. I am a realtor with KW Advisors. If you would like help or assistance selling a home, trying to get one of those peak price levels. So if you want to sell a home to get a peak price, or if maybe you're considering buying a home in the Dayton, Oakwood, Kettering, Beavercreek, Springboro, et cetera, areas. I do actually cover a much wider geographical area, but I wasn't going to read all those off to you. If you would like help purchasing a home, or if you had some questions about the greater Dayton metro area, I'd be happy to help you out. Reach me at 937-907-6777. You can also hit my email or schedule a call at the time that works best for you. Link's going to be in the notes down below. Other than that, thank you so much for tuning in. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. Other than that, I will talk to you soon.